Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the 4th of September 2015, this is Joe Faraclas from Allaboutshipping.co.uk in Tienen, Belgium, off Brussels for our 36th recapitulation of the markets and world politics affect the same. The BDI, the Baltic Dry Index, closed down 16 points at 875, breaking downwards the limit of 900 points. And this is an overall of 28 points since last week's 903 points. So, not very good news, at least index-wise, for the dry market. And furthermore, the BCI was down 8 points at 1,187, which is an overall 116 points since last week's 1,071 points. So, we've got a bit of a very messy situation. The BPI, the Panamax, down 33 points at 837, which is an overall of 137 points down since last week's 974. The BSI was down 12 points at 870, down 55 points since last week's 925. And finally, the BHSI up 2 points at 481, which is an overall plus 5 points since last week's 480. So that's a bit of a better news, at least for the handies. The wets, mixed feelings here. The BDTI, the Dirty Tanker Index, was up 12 points at 628 and overall 35 points since last week's 593 points. Not the same for the Clean Cargoes, down 2 points at 584, the BCTI, the Clean Tanker Index, and that's minus 9 points since last week's 593 points down the market. The price of oil stabilized in 66.99 above the $45, but not that very good, for the overall oil market and, revenue for the vested interest that they have some issues, particularly on countries under sanctions. The geopolitics affected the same. Now, how the markets are being affected. One important issue which we have to pay attention. Number one problem, not just in Europe, worldwide, is migrants. And what is happening in Europe now, and in particular in the Mediterranean, it's awful. Shame for the politicians not to have the will to sort out a problem which the intelligence services, they knew very long ago it was going to happen. So the entire continent, the mighty continent, Europe, is to suffer more and more and more with incalculable repercussions for the next 50 years. Ink your diaries, and your computers, of course, of what's going to happen. Now, having said that, countries that have been affected in the Med is Greece, Italy, Malta, Spain. The entire Northern Africa continent is in a mess. The Middle East, the same. And we have to give an end to this. Those who have designed those plans, they will fall because, plan is everything, planning is nothing. Okay, so their planning is nothing. There will be a deterrent very soon, and the people of Europe will respond appropriately to the mess their politicians have created. Okay? Finance-wise, China not in very good, order. We have low figures, and this is not nice to see. We'd like to tell you that very soon, in less than 48 hours, the London International Shipping Week begins, one of the biggest events the world will see in the administrative capital of shipping, which is London. Other events coming up is WISTA next month in Turkey, in Istanbul. Moreover, we're going to have Maritime Cyprus in October too, and this coming week we've got the Poseidon event in Cyprus, which will, change a lot of things. Good to learn that Eni has found a lot of gas and other substances that will help the energy issue, and with this we invite you to visit, why not, Belgium, and in particular start with Brussels, which is the capital of the European Union, looking after more than 600 million people and affecting more than 5 billion people around the world. On another tone, still try and visit the Greek islands, support the Greeks in these very difficult moments. And with this, we wish you a nice weekend, and let's see the migrants issue being settled and in order. We need the politicians' political will. These sufferings affects both sides. Have a nice weekend. This is John Faraclas from Allaboutshipping in Tienen in Belgium. Over and out.